Hi, welcome back, and we are back with Automobalista 2, which has had an update recently, as well as some new DLC. So we're going to be taking out the DLC vehicle, which is the Super Trophy Truck, otherwise known as Stadium Trucks, and we're going to be taking them for a 6-lap race around Watkins Glen. Now, for anyone that doesn't know what they are, these cars are a welcome return to the AMS series, as they did feature in the original, but have not been in AMS 2 until now. And they are effectively 600 brake horsepower, 3-speed sequential transmission, circa, I think they're around about 1200 kilo, off-road trucks, but they are not raced off-road. They are raced on track and street circuits, and this was a race series that supported, I think they've supported NASCAR and IndyCar, but they've also run in Australia, where they were very popular. And these things have very soft, very long throw suspension, and as you can see just there, all around the track are jumps. These are about 2.5 foot tall, if I remember correctly. Ramps that basically add a little bit of spice to it. Now, these things are great fun to drive because they have a lot of power, they have a lot of torque, and as a result, when you corner and get on the throttle, they will lift an inside front wheel quite easily if you are anything less than absolutely straight, which makes them an interesting challenge. Now, one thing I have found, I've got my gear selection set to manual here, but for reasons best known to itself, it actually seems to be semi-automatic. So if I don't change in time, it automatically changes up or down for me. Haven't found a way to fix that, so that is a bit annoying, but I can live with it. Actually helps out while I'm talking and driving here. But yeah, driving these things, they are fun, to say the least, because, as I mentioned, they will lift an inside front wheel under acceleration. They roll an awful lot in cornering, and because they are quite high, you get a lot of weight transfer to accompany that roll, and they are also quite mobile under braking as a result. So these things can be challenging whilst travelling in a straight line, braking, accelerating, and going around corners. So yeah, they're great fun, and the AI actually seems to handle them quite nicely. So I've not noticed any stupidly odd behaviour from the AI with these. Force feedback feels great. You can at all times tell exactly what the car's doing, which is really important given just how mobile they are with the suspension. So you absolutely do know when that suspension and load is moving around, and particularly when it's lifting one of the wheels, which is absolutely critical. Now, Razor, the devs behind AMS2, did say that they've long wanted to bring the Super Trophy trucks back, but were only going to do so when they could do them justice. And I understand that, because getting these wrong will remove a lot of the fun from them, and they are quite specific cars to drive in that regard. So I actually think that they have done these justice. These are great fun to drive. They can be quite a challenge to extract the most out of them, but you always know what's going on and what's happening beneath you, and that's really good. So I am absolutely loving these things and enjoying them. Now, in terms of the ramps, not every track is going to have ramps. What you need to do is, if you use the presets within AMS2 and set them up so that you've got the preset track filter selected, it will give you the tracks which have ramps on them. There's well over half a dozen, so you've got enough to play around with in that regard. You can take them to any track you want, but just don't expect to have the jumps on all of those tracks. Okay, so you do have to set that preset up if you want to know which tracks you can play around with that have these wonderfully fun jumps. One thing to note, you can land on top of other vehicles. The physics isn't perfect because, being perfectly honest, the collision detection isn't really optimised for landing on top of another car. I'm not going to lie with regard to that, so that is something you do need to keep in mind. Now, one thing it also does, if you enable the full rule set, and here we go, it's happening right now, so that was rather apt, is in the actual Super Trophy Truck series, you get halfway distance, roughly, you get a full course yellow, which basically bunches the entire field back up before you get a restart off of it. And that's realistic. It also gives you an opportunity to see what AMS2's yellow flag works like under AI, and I've done a lot of races now with the Super Trophy trucks because I'm just finding them absurd fun, and I have to say the AI behaviour under yellow, the AI behaviour full stop with these things, I've not found any issues personally with it, although there is one fun little bug with the safety car under yellows which is specific to the Super Trophy trucks, and hopefully we'll be able to see that in a short while. It's not game breaking, this bug, by the way. It is a bit immersion breaking. I'm a bit wide there, but you know, we're under yellow, so I don't really care. Okay, so we are just, you can see it off in the distance there, just starting to pick up the the safety car, and hopefully will remain close enough to the safety car to be able to see this. So keep an eye on the flashing amber lights of the safety car. Just going to make sure that I don't break the safety car regs and overtake, because I'll get penalised for that. I don't want to do that. Oh. So we are toddling along behind a Max Walker. Okay, so there we go. Keep an eye on the ramp. Yep. As you can see, the safety car, which is a Corvette, takes the jump. Now, I am not entirely sure that that's going to do a Corvette a hell of a lot of good, coming off of a 2.5 foot ramp repeatedly around a track. And in reality, I think it probably would drive around it. In fact, I know that to be the case. So they haven't bothered with that, or that's an oversight. So yeah, the AI for the safety car just follows the AI lines that are being used by the Super Trophy trucks themselves, and as a result, we get a nice little jump from the Corvette safety car. As I say, it's not great game breaking, it is immersion breaking. I find it quite funny myself. There we go, just going to go for it again a couple of times as we come round to these ramps here. There we go, safety car over the ramp and safety car over the ramp again. Yay! Right, I best concentrate and get on the back of Max Walker as the safety car is pulling in, and we are about to go racing again. And we've got one lap left, so let's see if I can't make up a few places rather than just rabbiting on a lot. That's better, so I've got up to 5th. As I say, I'm just having a ridiculous amount of fun with these things. As soon as you drive them, you will understand, if you never drove the original Automobalista, why these things were so popular in that title. And for people who still play it, I would imagine that they still are, because they are just great fun to drive. The ramps just add this silly factor that is really entertaining, and they are just so alive. They are moving around under you constantly through the force feedback. You can feel what's going on with them really well. You know, they're not complex vehicles, but they are quite challenging and fun to drive. They really are. Okay, so can I stay ahead there? Right, so final corner. Let's try and nail it out of here. Can I keep 3rd place? Fingers crossed I can. Yes, and over the line. So yeah, those are the Super Trophy trucks, or stadium trucks as some people will refer to them as, in AMS2. They are part of the Adrenaline DLC collection, so if you've already got that, you should get them for nothing. I didn't pay any extra to get these, but they are just an absolute blast to drive, and hopefully you'll enjoy driving them as much as I do. If you are, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give the channel a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.